All right, we're alive. Welcome everyone in Facebook land or wherever you're catching this down your news feed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Singles Central TV. I'm your host, Joe Bullock, and I'm extremely passionate about helping singles catch their whole life. Everything from their mission to their mate. This is the season, this is the time for you to create the life that you love and attract the love of your life. So today I have some amazing guests with me here. 3 amazing women who really have, going through their own transformational journey. And this is a pre-recorded video. So this is pre-recorded, but if you're watching this live, I don't want you to be discouraged because it's pre-recorded. What we want you to do is go ahead into the newsfeed. Because it's pre-recorded, I have the opportunity to respond to your questions real time on the newsfeed. And as many guests as here today, I'm going to ask that they join us as well. So without further ado, let me start introducing some of these amazing ladies that's sitting before me here. So for episode 3, we're talking about when the love is gone. What do you do when the love is gone? So first, to my immediate left, I have Miss Mashandi. Give it up for Mashandi. It's actually Mashandi Wright Brown, and she has an amazing journey and story. And I just want to speak to a minute for how we met.
I don't remember.
So it was at the Heal a Women Nation.
Yes.
Heal a Women and Heal a Nation conference.
Yes.
We first came across each other, and from that encounter, we ended up being accountability partners. Well, sort of. We tried it, but we kind of like account and ability. It didn't quite work out as planned. So we started it a little bit, and then we kind of fell off, and we kept in contact a little here and there. And I know suddenly I started to see a shift, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. Not quite yet, but in a minute. I started to see a shift because also we had an opportunity to, you were doing No More Silence, talking about sexual abuse and things like that. So share a little bit about what you were doing with that.
So I originally started about 4 years ago. I'm a victim of multiple sexual assault, and I started an organization to increase awareness of child molestation because I'm an advocate for prevention. So that was where my journey was, and at that time, I'll get into it a little bit more, I was still broken. So I started the organization to help babies not be like me. And along that journey is where you saw the change because something happened. Along that journey, and I'll get into that in a minute.
All right. And next to her left, we have Morgan Cox.
Hello.
Give it up for Morgan Cox for me. On the screen, you guys make sure you're giving some shout out and some love to Morgan and welcome Morgan. So Morgan and I met, you actually reached out to me. You were working with another one of our sisters, LaQuisha Hall, yes. And then you was ready to go to a different stage in your life. So you reached out to me and we started working together in a mentee relationship. And so tell us a little bit about you.
Where to start?
I know, it's like where to start.
Overall, I'll just go with basically how we met. I was in a stage in my life, I actually was listening to Detour Movements, Standing for Jesus at the time, their little post blog in regards to, abstaining and why we should abstaining, and also giving different type of hints when we're like being millennials and dating. So that really kind of took dear to my heart. So I was like, let me reach out to her. So the little stalker that I am, I was like, hey Joe. From there, we just really started talking and networking, and since there, she's been like my big sister ever since. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. So lastly, but definitely not least, we have Morgan Bird. Can you give it up for Morgan? And I remember Morgan, we met at the annual conference, Fabulous I Am. It's hard to believe it was about only 10 months ago. And Morgan has, oh my God, you talking about reinventing, honey? You talking about reconstructing? Indeed, that has been her journey. So tell them a little bit about how we met and how you've been connected with me and on your journey and just what's been going on.
Okay, well, like Jill was saying, 10 months ago I moved here from Colorado on a prayer, faith. And when I got here, I think I was here for about 2 weeks, and I went on Facebook and started researching some stuff, and I came across the conference, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I feel like God is putting some things in me, so I was like, well, Lord, this is an investment. And so I looked at it as an investment. I contacted, Trail. I contacted Trail, and then I got my ticket, I went, and from there, God has really blessed me connecting Jill and Trail. Got a part of the discipleship class, and God has pushed me, and oh Lord. So yes, it was just a blessing for sure. So yes.
Absolutely. What you're looking at is a minister in the making. So we really, yes, woo! So excited about that for Morgan. And one thing, she's so bold and so confident, and I love that I just seen her come out of this shell, because when I first met her, she was really little timid, little shy, but even in this 10 months, you have been evolving, and I just see the boldness, and I see that confidence, and I see the authenticity just screaming on every side. So I'm just so excited about your journey. So tell us, each one of you, and I'm just probably keep going in that order unless you guys just want to jump out, it's all good. What were some of the signs you noticed that it was time to reinvent? Like, what was the thing? Well, either one. Who wants to go first? Morgan seems like she's ready to go first. You ready? You ready?
Sure.
All right. I'm thinking other Morgan. We got two Morgans here.
You want to go? Yeah,
Whoever want to go. Whoever want to go.
You go ahead.
Okay, go Morgan Cox.
So that's a really good question. The time that I knew that it was for me to reinvent was, I'll go back a little bit. I had my daughter at the age of 16. I got married at the age of 18. So I was balancing being a mother and a wife without any guidance on how to be a mother, what true love is, and basically how to even be a wife at the time. I kind of all the way in, no stops. At that time, I was going through a lot of domestic violence issues, verbal, and a lot of physical abuse as well. And I lost myself. I was like, who is Morgan Cox? So if anybody follows me on social media, one of my little hashtags is, who is Morgan Cox? Well, who is she? So through that time where I knew it was for me to reinvent, was I was going through a phase where I needed to know who I was, what my purpose was here for, what God put me on this earth for. Because I was like, he didn't put me on here to be no teenage mom and no wife at 16. I knew that. So from there, I took the necessary steps to reinvent myself. And I was basically, it was just through the whole emotional turmoil I was going through. I was like, why am I here? What am I doing? So I started my whole journey. If you want to follow it, just follow it on Instagram or any social media platform. It's always hashtag who is Morgan Cox. And if you scroll all the way down to my Instagram, you'll see who I was before, and then you'll see now. So it's an amazing journey.
Exciting. Okay, Morgan, whoever. Mashandi?
So I touched on it a little bit. I'm a victim of multiple sexual assaults and domestic violence, the date rape, all that stuff, right? So I was at a place where I thought I started having sex when I was 4, essentially, so that's who I was, or so I thought. And my children were assaulted by their father. So once it was my children, I was almost forced to reinvent myself because I had to be someone different for them. I had to not identify with me being a victim, woe is me, and I had to stand up and be somebody different for my children so that they could heal. At that time, I looked at my children and it just wasn't them, it was all children. So I took on this affinity, this love for all children, and then I started my organization. During that time, again, like I was saying, I thought I was good. I looked good, I made money, I drove a nice car, I had a boyfriend I'd had for a while, so I looked good. But when I looked in the mirror, I wasn't good still. I wasn't good. With the organization, I wrote a book, still wasn't good. About a year and a half ago, I looked in the mirror, this is probably about when we saw each other at Hill of Women, Hill of Nation. When I walked into one conference before that, I walked into a room and I saw hurting women. But I didn't know how to say it because there were a lot of them and I didn't know what to do. And so conference number 1, I was quiet. Conference number 2, I was like, there's something wrong and it's deep. And how do I affect this change? And I wanted to share with women what I had gained. And that was about a year and a half ago. I looked in the mirror one day, I was brushing my teeth, and I was like, I'm so proud of you. And then I went, I'm so proud of you. You wrote that book, girl. You are beautiful. Your children are good. They're in college. And the more I spoke to myself, the more I cried. The little girl in me was like, thank you. Because I had become the woman I needed. So forget my mom, and no offense to her, but forget all the other women who I was looking for approval from. I became her. And the little girl in me grew up, and we met that day.
Amen.
And I was able to walk for other women to help them be well. And so although my journey started identifying sexual assault and preventing molestation, it ended with wanting women to be well, because once we identify 1 out of 3, which translates to 2 out of 3 women being molested, then what? When you finally admit, yes, I've been molested, and the tears flow, what happens? You have to come back. You have to be who you were born to be, and take care of yourself. And so my journey where you saw me was I wanted women to be well. So I stood as a normal looking woman, not someone who's overweight or underweight or got it all together or all broken apart, but a normal woman who is on a normal journey to be well. And I wanted to bring other women with me. I wanted real success for my sisters, and I specifically target women of color because everybody else is taking care of them but us. So I specifically speak to women of color to say, you can do it, whatever it is. You can do it by yourself because you're not by yourself. I had Jesus the whole time. Like the whole time, when everybody left, in the closet by myself crying, I had Jesus. And he did it. And when I looked in the mirror, I was her. I am the woman I need, and I can be the woman other women need. And so that is my journey. So that's what you saw.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I want to say something really quick on that, because what you alluded to and what you started doing is affirming yourself and using affirmations. And if I could be really transparent, you guys are watching the recording, but we are here live at my birthday. And on the day of my birthday, which is going to be about a couple of weeks prior to recording this video, I sat in the parking lot, and if anybody knows me, I'm a borderline workaholic. I don't like to admit it, but it's probably true when you calculate the hours I spend on work and the hours I spend doing other things. And as my husband reminded me this weekend, sometimes I don't not only DTM, which is doing the most, I do way too much. He's like, this is not doing too much. This is doing way too much. And with that being said, oftentimes I find I don't get to prepare as much as I want. Even though I stayed up 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever, I spend as much time I can do, but I don't get everything done. So with that being said, when I pulled up to the parking lot of the hotel for my birthday, and I had to start this episode show and wasn't sure if the technology was going to work right, and we didn't get a chance to do this and we didn't get a chance to do that, that inadequacy started to rise up, and lack of whatever started to rise up. And in that moment in my car, minutes before the event started, I had to start reaffirming and being that woman like you talked about, and encourage myself. Because with that negative chatter and self-talk comes up, and it will discourage you and try to stop you in your tracks. So great stuff. And I know some of you guys can resonate with that. And when that happens, we just want to encourage you to be that person for yourself. And you can do it. You are worthy. You are fearfully and wonderfully made in his image. You are more than capable. What's one of my things I say every day? I have enough knowledge, skills, and ability to be successful today, and so do you. We're sometimes waiting for some magical time, but you have it in you. All right, so let's hear from Morgan Bird.
All right, well, I'll start like this. My journey hasn't always, I think my journey is unique, and I say that because of this. Like I said before, I'm originally from Colorado. I'm the youngest of 4 kids, and I'm the first girl out of my mom's side to go to school, get a bachelor's, get a master's, and now working on my doctorate. So with that being said, coming from my background, coming from my household, education wasn't really pushed, number one. Number two, the women, they raised us to be strong, which is fine. But at some point, you have to calm down. You know what I mean? Like, they raised us to be strong, but they didn't raise us how to, for instance, when you get married, how to be a wife, how to love your husband. I remember my family, the women, they would argue and they think it was, something, but that's what I was raised, that's what I was taught. And growing up, I was the oddball. I was the black sheep, I guess you can say. I was different from everybody else. I wanted to read and, education. Boys were far from a mind, and my family was like, what is wrong with this girl? But education was something I felt God put in me. But due my journey from undergrad going into my master's, when I came back home, I didn't really understand why God placed me on the path He placed me on until I got ready to leave Colorado coming here. So what had happened was, my oldest brother passed, and my family always put their weight on me. I was the one that everybody come to. How we gonna do this? How we gonna do that? And I'm like, God, I'm tired. Like, I'm probably the youngest. I'm trying to do everything, and I can't carry everybody's weight. And so God was telling me in the process that everything that He was teaching me, it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So every accomplishment that I made, it wasn't for me. So I looked at my nieces, my nephew, they come to me regarding generational curses. Everybody knows what generational curses is. So like, for instance, homosexuality, masturbation, molestation, all those different things. My niece and nephew were coming to me about it. Okay? And it broke my heart. And like I said, the process, God was showing me I'm opening these opportunities for you because I want you to show them there's a better way. You don't have to be in these situations. And so before I got ready to leave, I was stubborn. I'm stubborn. God knows I'm stubborn. And I wanted to stay. But what God did that pushed me to reinvent myself was He made me so uncomfortable with every aspect of my life. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, friends. I mean, so uncomfortable that I could not stay. I could not stay. But I was still fearful because I was praying, okay, God, if you don't want me to stay here, then open up opportunity. But I wanted a job. Like, Lord, okay, I'll go if you give me a job, and I want to make this much money. And God was like, I need to know. And God was like, no, if I tell you to go, are you just going to go? And it took me fasting and praying. And at the end of me fasting and praying, I sat there and I said, okay, God, because I keep trying, and every time I try to stay, something else happens. Every time I try to stay, something else happens. I'm like, okay. And then it got to the point I kept making excuses. Well, if I leave, what's about my grandma? What about my niece and nephews? And God made it, this is the thing about God, He's so cool. God made it so good that my whole family was okay. They was fine. And He reassured me, if you leave, they will be fine. Right. And what scared me about staying, and this is what really pushed me, because I knew in my mind what God put in me was bigger than my surroundings. Mm-hmm. And so I knew if I would have stayed, a year from, it was July 2016, a year from then, I still would have to face that question. Because it wasn't meant for me to stay there. So I was like, okay, God, all right. I won't take a leap of faith. I don't know what's going to happen. And sure enough, I had so much anxiety and fear until I actually bought my ticket. And as soon as I bought my ticket, I was so at peace, it scared me. And I thought in my mind, moving up to the day, on the plane, I was going to be fearful. I wasn't fearful. I was fine.
And that's how you know when you're walking in God's word, you have that perfect peace.
Yes. Yeah.
Like a perfect peace. So that's so amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that journey and sharing your testimony, because a lot of times we do things and we may have that shadow of fear or whatever, doubt and frustration, uncertainty, but when you hear from God and when you start moving in that direction, a lot of that just starts to melt away and it just starts to shed from you. So thank you, ladies, all of you, for sharing amazing testimonies. But what I do want to share, I just want to shout out some people that's been sponsoring this program and sponsoring my birthday celebration. So if you were wondering who did my slate of makeup, it was Beauty by Tanisha. We also had a DJ here. So if you're in the DMV area and you're looking for a DJ, you can contact DJ 5 Star. We have DJ Shay here today doing an amazing job, and I'm just so grateful for so many sponsors that we have. And lastly, but definitely not least, another one of the sponsors we have is Faithful Floral. So I'm gonna put all the links you'll see it all in the feed that you can click on and check out these businesses, amazing businesses that's making it all possible for Single Central TV to air today. So exciting stuff. So let's get back to the interviews here. Really quick, what advice would you give to someone who desires to reinvent their lives but may be paralyzed by that faith, maybe paralyzed by that uncertainty? How do they get past that to take the first step and put that one feet in front of the other to start moving forward?
I would say you have to stay prayed up. I think that's number one. You have to know God's voice. You have to know when He's speaking to you. And when He tells you go, go. I know on my journey, what come for me, the promise of He was going to make provision. And you just have to trust Him. Like Jill was saying earlier, even if you don't see it with your natural eyes, you just want to have to walk out on faith and trust Him and speak it over yourself like it's going to be okay. And also too, with fear, you have to be afraid not to be stuck in where you are. I think that's important too.
Absolutely. Let me just plug this. Sometimes you just got to give fear a black eye and just drop kick there, bam, there you go. Because really, it'll come and try to rise up against you, and you got to have some defense mechanism, and you got to armor up so you can be ready to slay the giant. I'm just saying. All right, Morgan, what you got? Miss Morgan Cox.
So what I would say is to use your feet. So put one foot in first and then put that to God. Mm-hmm. So you're going to move. Some people, if they don't know how to pray, they don't know how to fast, so give God out. Be like, God, surrender. Be like, God, I'm here. I give you my everything. Show me the way, guide me. Put the second foot in, knowing that you're a queen in His kingdom. knowing that you are set to higher standards, knowing that you have a crown on your head. Walk as such, hold your back as such, hold your head as such. Walk in confidence, do everything that you need to do, and always know that God will not let you fall. So even when you think that you're about to fall or your crown is about to fall off, he's going to be right there to pick it right back up. Like, you better hold that head up high. You better put them 2 feet in. You better get them moving. We got work to do. We have kingdom work to do. So you have to remember that, when you're ready to make this move, make sure that you are ready to give it your all, because you have things to do. You're here on assignment. You're not here just to take up space. You're human, so it's just a dust body. You're going to eventually turn into dust. So, you ready just to turn into dust? Were you born to turn into dust? Or are you ready to actually move and, get that work done? You got work to do here.
And catch your life like that.
That is a great question. One of the things that kept me going the whole time is that when I get ready to do something, I look at it like a 5-year-old. You know how a child just trusts you. You say, we get in the car, we just going. And so if I can trust a person to drive me, I have to trust my God. So I never think of it like in an adult mind. I always think it very immaturely, like it cannot fail. Like my daddy got it. Like straight, serious, forget religion. This is a relationship. My daddy got it. I cannot fail. It's impossible. So whatever vision, because I see it, that means he showed it. That means he's got the answers, and I just go. Like, just go. I don't even think about it. You're in it, and you're walking, almost running, and you're sweating, and you're crying. You're like, wait, it's right there, and I got it. And then it's this push, and you walk in it. Like, you told no fear. Now, I'm not saying you won't feel something again, because someone said it earlier, you're human. But I can't fail. So you can't fail. That's because I trust God like that. So I challenge you that if you trust Him, show Him. Like, talk about this, keep praying about it, but show Him, because that's what He knows. When you say I trust you, you're like, yeah, that's cute. But when you say I trust you while you're running, He knows you trust Him, and He's got you. He's the wind, like truly He is. So I say that. Just look at it like a 5-year-old. Whatever vision He gives you, just know that you cannot. It is impossible for you to fail with your Father.
Awesome stuff. And I just want to say this: never let your fear becomes greater than your faith, because the fear you may always have something that's there, whether it's fear, whether it's negative self-chatter. And even the Word of God, it says that forgive them, Lord, I believe, but forgive me of my unbelief. And sometimes you may have to take a step back and say, Lord, forgive me of my unbelief, and be okay with that and still move forward. Don't allow it to hold you back. Just keep moving in the midst of that. So as we wrap up here on our final question, I just want to hear what maybe last words you have. Perhaps if you could tell your younger self something, what advice would that be? And also I want you to share your social media handles, how people can get in contact with you, and make sure live folks, make sure you're typing in a news feed, make sure you're sharing to keep people connected so they can hear this. I believe some people I know many people are going to be blessed by this. Oftentimes in that single journey, you have the temptation to focus so much time, so much energy on when is he coming, when is she coming, when is this marriage is going to come. And the truth be told, okay, speaking from a marriage perspective, you don't oftentimes spend as much time you think you're going to spend with your husband. You don't have as much sex as you think you're going to have. Marriage doesn't solve anything. Actually, it creates more problems. It could, right? You had, double income, no kids. Okay, just saying. So sometimes you will be waiting for this time and anticipating for this great thing, and at the same time you're neglecting to live right now. So I love the dreams that they're sharing, regardless of their marital status. They just take the leap and they moved in it. So what would you tell your younger self if they wanted to reinvent themselves, and how would they do that? If you have any last words from any three of you amazing, fabulous ladies.
I don't know what I would tell my younger self first to reinvent myself, but I would tell her that she's beautiful. I would tell her that she's smart. I would tell her that she can do it, and I would tell her that she can't fail. I would also tell her that she is not the sum of the things that happened to her, and that those people had issues and she didn't, so that she could make better dating decisions, so that she could make a better marriage decision, so that she can make better decisions, just with her confidence being up. That's what I would say to her. And if she wanted to reinvent herself, I would say what I've already said. Girl, just do it. Like, you can't fail.
So one thing I would tell my younger self would be, at that moment of time, because she was going through the healing father wound where father wasn't there, that the father that is here on earth is not necessarily meant like he's not your father. He's supposed to get instruction from the father above. So I would say trust that father above instinct. Remember that father above, his love outweighs everything. That love replaces any type of love that you want on this earth. So make sure that you are always looking above. And regardless of your situation, you take it by the balls, turn it, and you run with it. You like, I got it, I'm here, but I'm not gonna let that define me. And that's what she did at the same time. Like, it's like, okay, I'm a mom at 16, okay, I got married at 18, okay. And at the end of the day, what she did was she ran with it. You know, I'm only 23 and I'm like, I don't see any other 23-year-olds making moves, 3 businesses making moves, successful, and I always prayed at the altar not to be a statistic, and I'm definitely not one.
So since you mentioned that, tell us really quick about these 3 businesses and how you can serve them and how they can follow you.
So my 3 businesses are Morgan Cox LLC, of course, and under that, it's For Women Powered by Women, which is my women empowerment group, basically encouraging and empowering women to come together, to get together and to talk about our issues above, making sure that, you know, at the end of the day, whatever you done did, or even if it's not your fault, you're never alone. Like, you have a sisterhood. People be like, oh, I don't have friends. You have, that's cool, come on, give me hugs. My second one is Impact, which is my nonprofit. We actually go into inner city youth to empower them to make sure that they are becoming better youth in today's time. Not necessarily say that they won't follow my footsteps. Even if they do, I can still help you, but at the same time, I want you to be the best version of you. And then lastly, it's Who is Morgan Cox Public Relations and Marketing Firm. I have wonderful clients where I like to see people brand themselves the best way possible. People always say, I don't know how to get clients. Well, what's your exposure looking like? Well, what are you doing? Okay, you got to do the footwork. You can't be like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm just posting myself on Facebook. No, we got to do the work. Yeah, you got to do the work. Overall, follow me on Instagram at Who is Morgan Cox, Facebook, Morgan Cox, email, whoismorgancox@gmail.com. Anywhere you want to find me, just hashtag Who is Morgan Cox and you will find me. I'm there. You'll be like, oh, I know who she is now. Okay.
Love it, love it, love it.
I guess what I will tell my younger self is, number one, just trust what God says who you are. It's not based on your deeds, it's not based on what you've done. God loves you regardless. Also, not to let people label you. Don't let your limitations hold you back. And then keep moving forward. Like I said, when God gives you something, don't be afraid to step out on faith, and don't be afraid whether people like you or not. Because I've learned a long time ago, I'm not doing this for people. Family, friends, whoever, church family, whoever. Because at the end of the day, I have to answer to God. And God, what are you going to do with what God gives you? And so you have to be confident what God speaks in you, what He speaks over you, and if that's, you just got to walk with that. So that's why I would tell my younger self, just go for it.
Good stuff. All right, and did you tell social media? LaShani, tell about your book and your healthy. Hold on, we can get to it. This is we're wrapping up, but before we wrap up, she has to share about an amazing journey. I started seeing all this stuff come down my news feed. I'm like, oh my God, health, fitness, workout, look great. I love it. So tell me a little bit about all of that.
So that's my baby. I'm trying not to keep y'all here long. So in that journey, just like I told you, when I started loving myself, I wanted to help other women get there. And one of the things we do is we see somebody, they say fitness, like, oh, she's skinny, she's a yogi, I don't want to do that. And we say food, no, I don't want to give up that. And instead of doing that, I said, let's fix the whole woman. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and financial. So I started Mishandi Wright Wellness. And I wrote a book, The Black Girl's Guide to Wellness, which will be out in 2 weeks.
When can I order that book?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting.
Amazing cover. I'm just excited about that book.
I love her. So you can find me on Facebook at Mishandi Wright Wellness. The website is being redone, so I'm not going to give you that site until it's ready. But in that book, it's about a mindset shift. So I'm giving it away. I shouldn't, so you won't buy it. But anyway, it's about mindset. So getting yourself well is about changing your mind. And once you change your mind, you can do anything. And so I talk about mindset. It gives you the opportunity to talk about your relationship with food. I have some recipes that I tried in there and took pictures of. And it's just an awesome book. So that's coming up in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
And you can find, like I said, Mishandi, MISHONDY, Wright, RN Wellness Coach on Facebook.
All right, so great information from our panelists and interviewees on today. I hope something they said really resonated with you. And I want to also encourage you to go ahead and take your next step. If you are in a season you're trying to figure out what your purpose is, on last episode we had Miss Elizabeth on Purpose, and we recommended you check out her book. Another book I also want to encourage you to check out is by the late great Dr. Miles Monroe, where he talks about the power and principles of living in your vision. So you can check that out. We have it on our website at detourmovement.org. Go to resources and you can grab a copy. So that is our episode for Singles Central TV on today, and we will be back on same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday night for the next episode. Make sure you invite your friends. Don't hide your wife, hide your sisters. You bring everybody to the party, because this is where we're going to be in Single Central TV. So until next episode, be blessed.